Alright, let's get this show on the road, shall we? There we go. How's it going, guys? Angus here from Maker's Muse. I am back in the workshop and this just showed up. So, yeah. I'm going to jump into the chat and say hi to you. We've got JT, Mike, Tony, FP3D, welcome, thanks for joining. Hans, ignore my Chan, just woke up at, what was it, 6 something AM. Welcome, thanks for joining. Kevin, Chris, Josh, Tyran Khan's 3D Tanks, James, thanks for joining me, guys, and Wellbot as well. Very much welcome to the stream. So today we are going to be looking at the Ender 3. But before I touch this, I need to discuss the Huni experience. As you would have seen in the stream we did with the Huni, it was a bit of a disaster. The disaster did not stop there. It was a wiring issue that stopped me from getting it going in the stream. But as I looked at the machine further, there was countless issues with the Huni H6. Issues well beyond the realm of just a patch repair and getting it going. I got it air printing, but that's as far as it could go. So it's currently in pieces, and it will be something else. I will be making a non-review of the Huni H6. I only got it as a joke anyway, let's be honest, but basically it's not a 3D printer that works out of the box, and it will never work, even if you try to fix it up. It's not worth it. The linear rails are nice, and that's the only nice thing I've found about it so far. So, I'm looking at it because it's over there. There will be an update soon, but this showed up, which is the Ender 3 from Creality, and I have on good authority that this 3D printer is not crap. So I figured I'd crack it open because a lot of you have been interested in the Ender 3. It's a low-cost, supposedly high-end 3D printer that can do good prints. So I'm going to crack it open, ask your questions in the chat. I am monitoring it. It is just me, though. And I do apologize for any ambient noise. It is coming up to 3 PM, so there'll be people coming home from school and stuff. And this is the garage with terrible lighting, so I have it open. So you'll hear birds, you'll hear cars, you'll hear maybe some people, but it won't be too bad, hopefully. And gear down for what I think your real name is Jacob. Oh man, that kid has some balls. I mean, for a start, suppliers aren't stupid. If you guys don't know, someone's been trying to pretend to be me and get companies to send them 3D printers. For a start, most people know I'm Australian, so if the address is in Australia, you're stuffed anyway. But he's like, my name is Jacob, and in every video I say, hi, how's it going, as Angus. What a dumbass. Anyway, yeah, he better watch out, because that's some criminal action if we need to take it. And we've got 3D Printing Nerd Joel in the chat. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. It's Jacob live streaming. Oh my god. Alright. So as I said, this is the Creality Ender 3. I got it from GearBest. I did tell him I'm not necessarily going to do a review on it, but I'm always on the lookout for a good low-cost 3D printer to recommend to people who don't have much money. So, oh, yes. And that screeching, which would be the sulfur-crested cockatoos coming in. Yeah, Australian wildlife has some pretty interesting bird calls. Fuck. I forgot they come in. I forgot they come here at this time of day. Alright. So, let's get this bad boy open. Probably isn't the most suitable knife for this job. Yeah, the sulfur-crested cockatoos like to hang out in a nearby park, so they zoom in at this time of day. Hey, James is saying, thanks for making my sick day at home more enjoyable. Welcome, I'm glad I can do that. Alright. Well, that was easy. Who was that? Creative Director. Thanks for subbing, man. Appreciate it. Alright, so I'm going to try to do this where you can see, but already this is way better packed than the Huni. Creality is well known for their CR10 range of printers, so they've been at it for a while. They know what they're doing. So I've got a little list, packing list here by the looks of it. Maybe a warranty. Warranty, I wouldn't expect much from Chinese printers, let's be honest. Let's see if we can get it out. Tools. I've got so many tools now from 3D printing companies. Alright, it looks like we have a limit switch of some kind and some parts, so some assembly may be required. Cute little spatula. That's only a little one. It's not... Oh, it is sharpened. Alright, so that's a dangerous little bit of kit. I do have a video on how dangerous spatulas are. I've seen horrible things, horrible injuries caused by them, so always take care with the spatulas. Ooh. Alrighty. So this would be the Z carriage and the X motor. It's got a QR code on the motor, so you can like ring it up and probably go to their Facebook group. That's pretty clever. That's pretty neat. Sheet metal, very, very nice. Okay, some more sheet metal. I'll just get it all out of the box and then we can see what we've got. Here we go. Copies are going nuts. Aluminium extrusions. So it's sort of a half kit, half ready to run. Probably an almost ready to run, I would say, 3D printer. More foam. Let's get this out. Nope. So, extruder. Okay, 3D printing kids saying much more assembly than a CR10, but not bad for a kit. Yeah, for the price point, I'm not sure I can complain. But it is nice that it's the hard parts are done for you. All the electronics are enclosed. That's interesting. Alright, put that there, put this here. Got our little display. That is nice. I really do appreciate that. Power supply with the mains covered up. It's not that hard to do. A lot of people wonder why I don't review like the ANET A8 or like some of those cheaper kits, because they have mains wiring exposed. This just has a simple injection molded cover. And an XT60. If any of you guys do remote control aeroplanes or anything, this is an XT60 connector that's used for like the lithium polymer batteries for the powertrains. This looks like a counterfeit XT60 though, so it's not a genuine one, but should still handle some of the current. Hey, Imagination to Form, thanks for subscribing. And if this is your first time on Makers Muse Live, welcome. It's a little bit different to the usual Makers Muse content. It's a lot less concise. I may ramble, I may swear. This is me raw and just as I am enjoying 3D printing. I would do this on my own normally. Back before I had a YouTube channel, I would just tinker. But because of the magic of the internet, I can now stream this with you and share my experiences with you guys. So any questions you might have, you can fire them away. I'll try to catch them. Joel is asking, forgive me if this is a stupid question, but is the Ender 3 the next iteration of the Ender series replacing the Ender 2? I don't think so. I mean, I've never had the Ender 2, but it's a lot lighter built, and it's a different price point as well. This is a more expensive machine, and it's a little bit more heavily built. I mean, like, that's chunky extrusion. It really is. Oh, there goes the lead screw. That's okay. It fell on the wood first. I would assume that's going to be straight. Let's hope so. Chris is saying not enough swearing yet for a Maker's Muse live stream. Yeah, compared to like... they've shoved stuff in the extrusion. Compared to like the Hooney experience, I think this will be a little bit more enjoyable, if that makes sense. Can you swear in the chat? Yeah, guys, go ahead. Not too extreme, obviously, but Nightbot has pretty much been disabled in terms of muting and banning. Because some people kept getting banned by it. How much is the Ender 3? Well, to be honest, I don't know what the final price is on GearBest, because they just got it. But I'm sure someone can fire up GearBest for me and find out. It's quite low cost. It's not as cheap as the Ender 2, but it's like 200-ish something. Don't quote me on that. Okay, we've got some nice extrusions. So I'm going to assume the instructions are on the SD card, which means I'm going to have to plug the SD card into the laptop. Okay, that's everything. So there's not too many pieces, which is nice. It's not like a complete from scratch kit. You know, you got most of the parts in their sub-assemblies. 250 roughly, yeah. Alright. So... we got some zip ties, because everyone needs zip ties. We have... ooh, little side snips. Yeah, decent enough. Got a little leaf spring in there. Yeah, they're quite nice actually. I'd say out of all the sort of snips that come with 3D printers, these are probably on the more quality side. They're probably a 5 out of 10. Most of them are usually like a 2 out of 10, generally. Okay. Okay, we've got the screws and such. We've got tools, very basic, sort of wrenches. Where's my SD? There it is. Yeah, I think if you're new to 3D printing and you're not sure if you can handle a kit, this is a good light entry into a kit build when it's mostly done for you. Right, let's plug this in and hopefully it doesn't disconnect the microphone. Or fill my computer with ransomware. Okay, Ender 3, software, troubleshooting, model, installing, troubleshootings. Okay, we've got instructions. Unfortunately, I can't really easily show this with you. Share this. Come on. Oh. Josh is asking if me and Joel are going to do a collab. We definitely should. But I'm a little bit far away from Joel. A 15-hour flight plus another like 5 hours. Okay, I've got all the pieces. And instructions look fairly straightforward. Yeah, okay. Just gonna get a little bowl for the screws. So, always a good idea to just chuck all your loose parts into a container. So yeah, it looks like it just has a couple of steps, which I'll run through. But I'll just pop the chat out so I can keep in touch with you guys as I run through this. And I'm sure this is on their website if you want to look at the instructions. But it's pretty basic. Should be single page instructions in the box. Okay, maybe. I guess that's what this was then. Let's have a look. Oh yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So it's on the SD card, and there you go. Thanks for the heads up. Okay, pretty simple. So, step 1 takes these bad boys and secures them to the frame, alright? Just gonna move some of the stuff out of the way. It's always the case, you like always fill a space, so I've already filled up this space. Okay. Guess that's the filament holder. Okay, so let's get this and put the power supply away. Okay, so it's got some holes on the side of it, and it's saying that this one is on this side, and this one is on this side. Yes. Work down the columns on the page rather than across. Okay. I will do that then. And they are going to be secured with M5 by 45s, which I assume are these ones. Really should have a ruler. I usually have a ruler here. What else was there? That was, yeah, they're the M5 by 45s. Okay, fair enough. Do I suffer from flat surface syndrome? I have no idea what that is. How good are the instructions? Take a look for yourself. I'd say they're decent enough. Okay, so let's chuck on these washers. Are the extrusions anodized or painted? That's a good question. I'm not sure. I'd have to try to scratch some of it off. Okay. So they've tapped the ends of the T-slot extrusion, and the screws just screw into it. Yeah. The instructions are basic, but they're nice enough. I've seen far more terrible. And that's a cement mixer going past, because, you know, it's not like we live in a tiny cul-de-sac or anything, just casually taking taking the back streets. Okay. I'm gonna have to tighten these with that Allen key. Okay, alright, let's tighten these bad boys up. Oh, cool. So JT's saying the power supply case used to be 3D printed. So, yeah, I mean, that's a benefit of waiting. I think the biggest issue with the Hoonie is it's like the first off the production line. It might have even been the one that had photos taken of. And it's just pieced together. But once they sort their shit out, it starts to be a bit better. I'm not going to fully tighten these, I just leave them a little bit loose. So I can square things up. Where's the background music? I don't tend to have background music in my streams. I don't know if you guys would like that or not. I know a lot of streamers have something sort of peppy going on, so when I'm not talking, it's kind of like, yeah, I can rock to that. But I don't have headphones on, so I couldn't keep it separate from my audio. I don't know. Still a bit of a live streaming noob, let's be honest. So this goes together like all the CR10s, it's just tapped into the bottom. Am I using the supplied tools or do I like to use my own? I tend to use the ones that are supplied if I can, to get a really good feel of how it goes together if anyone bought them. But I'll be honest, if they're really bad, I'll use my own. But this Allen key is quite good. This is actually decent enough. JT would rather hear the tools drop, which is definitely what you'll hear because I'm really good at dropping Allen keys. Hey VPX Forge, thanks man, I appreciate it. Yeah, I do have a lot of ambient noise at the moment. That's the good thing about this sort of microphone. It picks up all the ambience. And that's stuck. Okay, that's good. Okay, step 1 done. So you're saying to go down, I'll assemble the Z limit switch then. So that will be somewhere. Here you go. Have some water. The classic, why did you even bother? Bit of PLA. The Hoonie came with a roll. This is just why. Cool. Alright, so that's our limit switch. It's okay. It's injection molded. So most of these companies do laser cut, but Creality must be big enough to justify injection molding that, which is really good. Okay, let's stick it in place. How many 3D printers do I own? I don't actually know anymore. A lot of them aren't that great, so they get parted down. A lot of them get given to people. I just gave one to another YouTube channel here in Sydney, so he's going to do some cool things with it. But if they're good, they just get used. Used to do projects, which is the purpose of them, I guess. Okay, let's secure this in place. Make sure it's on the right side. Yep. Squeaky trailer. Yeah, BV3D, that's just enough PLA to make a maker coin and send it back to them. Problem is, that sort of amount of filament gets jammed up. It tangles. It's annoying. Is this considered a kit? I don't know. I would consider it a almost ready to run machine. It's not quite a kit, not quite a assembled thing. Okay, now we need the power supply and the screen, and that secures with M5x8s and 4s. I do like they've labeled the little baggies. That's really nice of them. Really handy. M4s and 5s by 8. Okay. hit the thumbs up. Everyone that's streaming deserves a thumbs up. Thanks 3D guys, no, I appreciate it. It is fun to stream. I mean, it's hard to do everything at once. It's hard to concentrate, keep the conversation going, make sure you guys can see things. I mean, I don't have a close-up camera. That last stream I tried to have a second camera, it just didn't work out for me. Alright, Joel's off. Thanks, man, for coming by. That's the first screw to drop. Got it back. No issues. Okay. Power supply, again, enclosed with an injection molded cover, which is nice. I'm just going to make sure there's no switch on it. There is. Okay. So these power supplies, you switch it to your voltage. They've already changed it to 230. We're 240, I think, in Australia. Or maybe 230. Either way, that'll work. But if it was on 115, it would blow up. But in the States, obviously, you need to have it on 115. Right. Okay. So that's going to go here. And that would be what these little holes are for. That makes perfect sense. Okay. So these holes in the extrusion are obviously for bigger screws than these. It's missing the screws that you need in step 2, but they would be M4 by 20, I assume. Okay, I'll do the I'll do the display first then. Okay. Right, put this here. So this blade just sort of bolts on there. Okay, to the side. I apologize if you guys can't see this bit. It's just a bit hard to show it. All I'm doing is putting screws in. Can I check later if the cutout at the electronics box is still sharp and being a potential wire stripper? Sure, why not? I assume you mean the actual this box. I will check later. Okay, that's that screen on. Okay, now I need to figure out which screws are used for the power supply. There's only 2 in this. That's M4 by 18. Don't think they're the right ones. These are M5 by 25s, but it's definitely an M4 that you need. These are M4 by 20. M4 by 20. Are these the right ones? I would say so. I'm going to use the M4 by 20s to attach the power supply, unless anyone tells me not to. But it doesn't actually list them in the instructions which ones to use. It just shows a bolt, not a button header, just a cap screw. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. And the neighbors just got home. They'll be like, what the hell is that guy doing? Josh is asking about Scara printers. I haven't really seen any commercial ones. Scara is really good for automation in industry, but it's not the best for 3D printing, I don't think. Am I building this by committee? Well, the screws that I'm using for the power supply weren't exactly specified, so I'm just kind of assuming it's these ones. Check the red and black 12-volt power wires. Mine was cut. Okay, I will check them. Yeah, no, the container seems pretty well rounded off where they come out. Don't forget that's still a little bit loose. I haven't tightened that up fully. The cable connector's getting caught under the power supply. Doesn't look like it. It's quite loose. I mean, all the stuff underneath is being squished, but I think that's fine. Yeah. No, I think you guys are worrying about nothing. It's actually quite well rounded, that box edge. It's quite nice. It doesn't look damaged at all. Okay. Step 4 is to put the, where would it be? Hold on. Okay, so we need to get our Z motor and our Z screw. Oh, okay, people are saying there's a gap.
Great work. Moony smiley face.
Thanks, VXF Forge. R.I.P. Hooney. Yeah, I agree. Oh well. They had their chance and they blew it. Not my problem. Alright, let's get these M4s out. Gear down for what? Blowing up glass beds. Dude, get some of that Creality from McMaster. As a print surface, you'll be surprised. It works really well. For you guys who don't know, Creality or G10 is basically fiberglass. The Up 3D printers, like the Up Mini, has a perforated system where it's got holes in it, and the plastic goes into the holes. You have to use a raft though. But some other machines, like the Cubicon, just have a flat sheet of Creality. And when you heat it up, the plastic sticks. When it cools down, it just self-releases. It's really good. And it's really cheap. But McMaster likes to pretend Australia doesn't exist. So they don't send to us. But if you're in the States, you can get it next day. Okay, that's not going to fit. Where is the right? There it is. Okay, you got it on the way. Excellent. There's a few different types. I think you can even get like camouflage colored ones. Okay, I'm clearly doing something wrong here. Let me just spin this around. So this is the Z motor and needs to go in here. But these are too short. Oh, no, they're not. They're just long enough if I can get them to actually center. There we go. They just fit. Yeah, in this case I actually might use my own tools. Yeah, like a screwdriver with a hex head can be invaluable for these kind of things. There we go. Glug, 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 glug. We've got a really big car culture here in Australia, and especially in Wollongong. And we have a big thing for V8 utes, the Commodore V8 utes. So if you hear anything going past, like going glug, 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 that's a V8 ute. Are they flexible or fixed shaft couplers? These ones are fixed, actually, so they must be pretty confident in their accuracy. Jackson, welcome. How's the build been going so far? Pretty smooth. It's only a semi-assembled system. Like, it's not like a full kit. It's pretty easy. Alright. So, that's like that. The cement truck's coming back. Oh, I know why. There is a construction nearby. So it's doing it to avoid the lights. Oh yeah, a lot of you guys wouldn't realise what a ute is. It's like a little truck, but yeah, it's got a truck back. Except being Australian, we just put huge engines in them. Alright, step 5 is for the Gantry, and that's going to include these. Said screw looks straight. Yeah, it does. Alright, so we've got B1, which is one of these. B1 would be this one, not this one. Okay, B1, not B2. And this monstrosity, which is luckily already assembled for me, Z-axis and X-axis. Oh god, they're really cementing their place in the stream. You guys are terrible. Okay. So this is going to go... How's this going to go on? Let's get it lined up properly. Trying to figure this out. Oh, come on. How does it go? Like this, and like this, and somewhere it goes somewhere. Yeah, it's a very heavy extruder. I'm literally really struggling with this. So it says, okay. How do you get them in? Is that correct? Is this right, guys? Like, and then you got to put the screws in and then down? Is that right? M4 by 16. Drive the screws from behind. Okay, let's try that. Have to remember as well, even though I like 3D printing is my job, I often go into these builds with no idea because I just don't have time to research them properly. Okay, so I'm going to drop those down. Again, this is where a screwdriver comes in handy. So once again, it's like that, and this is facing it like that. Then put it down and screw it in. All right. Hey, Teresa. No, you haven't missed much. Just flailing with the Creality. It is more assembly than I expected, I'll be honest. A lot of people made it out to look like it was out of the box, like just a few screws. Okay. So, that's done like that. Go there. Okay, now we need the belt. Belt? Yes, belt. The fire's out, but he's doing pretty good. Don't you lie to my good, friendly subscribers. Okay. Oh, yeah, you can't go down to step 7 because you need to do step 6, which has got the idler. Which would be this piece. Are they pancake nemas? No, they are absolutely not pancake. They are... Well, that one's a little bit smaller, but for the most part, they're quite large. The one in the Huni was tiny. Absolutely way too small. Okay. This is like that, and this is like that. And we've got our extruder, which I assume we'll have to put on. Well, this is going to be annoying. Gonna have to start putting things in place properly. Okay. Alright, so we're going to have to get this, and this, and faces this way, and goes on. Oh, come on. And goes on like this. Go on, go on. That's a bit tight. I'm gonna have to adjust it. Yeah, I didn't know I need to be doing all this. Let's loosen this up. There we go. I can hear the cement truck somewhere. Right. No instructions unclear, nozzle stuck in cement mixer. Pretty much how it's going down. Okay, so that's fine. I mean, the pictures are pretty good. They're not perfect, but they're alright. And this goes like that. Using the M4x16. That 3D print guy, I bet Jacob could put this together quicker. I bet Jacob has no idea what he's doing. I highly doubt Jacob is his real name unless he's an absolute idiot. And I really do hope for his sake he's not in Australia, because I can take quite severe legal action if that's the case, but I don't think he is. I think he's in a different country. I don't think he's even in America. I doubt it. He'd be in another country somewhere. It's gonna be the new meme. Like, hey, it's Jacob from 3D Printing Muse. But like that email as well was such a sellout. It's like, you know, give me 2 and 1, I'll give it 1 away for my subscribers, and oh, it will be really good business for you. I don't do any of that shit. I'm just like, look, if your print is terrible, I'll say it's terrible, and that's it. And I don't want to send things because then I get lots of subscribers that don't engage, which is why I don't do giveaways. Oh dear. Okay. So that's in place, and now we can put the belt in. That's a fly, not a wasp. Okay. That's fine. Okay. Yes. And then right, so let's feed this through. This is a bit fiddly. This bit, I'll be honest, pretty fiddly. The rest I could get away with pretty easy. Angus just subscribed. That's my name. Welcome. You know what's really funny, guys? This channel still isn't monetized. YouTube does not care about new channels this year at all. I'm not sure if I can get these rollers over the belt. I'll be honest. It's a bit tight. I might have to loosen it. Let's see if that works. No giveaways. I'm out of here. Yeah, wrong channel if you're looking for giveaways. I would say. Come on, get in the slot. I'm gonna have to roll this one back. Oh, I lost it. Right, I'll do one at a time. So what I'm doing is I'm running the rollers over the belt because the belt rides in the slot. So it's a little bit hard to do and hold and watch the stream. Okay, you can go, get out of, get out. No, stop that. There you go. Alright, so I've got one. Alright. Get the other one in. There we go. That wasn't too hard, was it? Looks like a two-person job. Yeah, it's pretty fiddly. I won't lie. I actually didn't even need to do that because I just need to run it into the... Oh, don't want to press any keys. So it like sits in a little slot in the sheet metal, but it's very difficult to get it in. Okay, that's one. And then this would be the other. Oh, I've lost the chat. Where'd it go? There you go. Looks like fun. Probably the least fun part of this assembly so far. Alright, so the belt sits in these little slots in the sheet metal, and that's how it works apparently. Yeah, if it works, it works. Now we just need the idler to see if it actually gets tight. So the idler would be somewhere there. There it is. Oh, that's fun. There's like an acupuncture needle just casually jammed through some foam, and like I almost stabbed myself on it. Great. Thanks for that, China. So watch out for that. Okay. So we've got our idler. Something fun about the Hoonie as well, which I will again touch on in my non-review, is the idlers are all really loose. They're all M3 tapped holes. When you tighten them up, the idlers stop spinning. They jam up. Which is just, out of all the things on it, just another reason why it's just a terrible idea. This doesn't do that. This has a proper bearing that will not jam up. Can't believe I'm drinking water. It's afraid of wet. The poor machine. What was it going to do? Okay, gonna have to tighten this one up. So, the idea with these is you want to put pressure on them to tighten the belt as you put the screw in place. And the idea is when you run your printer for a couple of times, that's stripping. When you run your printer for a couple of times, you then want to come back and retighten all the belts. And that way you get less ghosting and that kind of issue. Yeah, Americans don't know what Hoonie or Hoon is, but for my information. So, yeah, to clarify, a Hoon is someone who, like, drives recklessly and speeds and does burnouts. So, you know, you're a Hoon if you drive, you know, a rear wheel car and do burnouts at the lights and speed off and, you know, all that sort of shit. Similarly, a lot of people didn't understand what fang it meant in the Mad Max film, where she goes, "No, we fang it." When you fang it, you put the pedal to the metal, and yeah, that's car culture in Australia 101. That's why Hoonie is such a funny name for us. Okay, so we have that tightened up. We have that all in place. And up to step 9. Okay, so step 9, we put the gantry onto the frame, apparently. You might be able to hear like that robotic sort of like noises. They are rainbow lorikeets. And they're always basically hyper because they drink nectar all day. Okay, so this is going to sit on this, I assume, but the right direction might help. put the nozzle facing up. It's like, that might not work. Okay. So this is why I left these screws loose, because the rollers need to sit on them and they will self-center. And then once they self-center, I can tighten them up. Spin this around for you. There you go. Yeah, so that's pretty nice actually. So it does only have one lead screw, but because these are so thick, you're not going to get too much flexing issues with just having one Z lead screw. One second. Oh, God. Well, 3D Tech is now a moderator. The window jammed up. I'm putting some faith in you, 3D Tech. I was trying to deal with that spam. JT's on the ball, though. Thanks, man. Okay, so this is in place. Looks quite nice. Okay, so they're saying that this to leave the lead screw mount a little bit loose. I need a small Allen key. That's too small. I guess that gives us a little bit of play. I don't think that's necessary. I'll probably end up tightening that. Okay. So, next step would be to mount our top plate, which is going to secure our beams nice and tight. And that should be pretty easy. It needs M5s by 25s for these bad boys. And yeah, that should be easy. So if you're just joining the stream, welcome. My name is Angus, which you probably already know. And this is the Creality Ender 3, which I got sent to me by GearBest. I'm not necessarily going to be doing a review on it. This is more, I'm evaluating it to see if I can recommend it. So I'll be using it for projects. Once I'm done with this stream, providing there's no catastrophic issues, I will drop an affiliate link in the description, which you don't have to use at all. It does help, but it's completely optional. Otherwise, go by all means, if you want to order it right now, go ahead. But I've heard good things, and it looks like this is the latest batch. They've fixed a few things from the first versions. Are they 2020, 2040, or 4040? Not sure I understand. Okay, so this is 2020, this is 2040, so it's 20 by 40 millimeters, and the base is made up of 4040 extrusion. I think it's 4040. Yeah, something like that. Right. Again, I'm not fully tightening up these screws. What I'm going to do is run through some movements, and then when everything's moving freely and smoothly, not binding up, that's when I tighten everything up, generally. Doesn't that under $500 workstation have a set of Allen wrenches? It does, but it's kind of somewhere else right now. I do have a few spread out. Don't do that one too tight. Okay. Just send the affiliate links to Jacob's channel. I mean, look, it pisses me off, guys, because, I mean, I did work pretty hard to build this channel, and people come along to try to just steal your thunder almost, profit off it. And it's difficult now because of the size of the channel. A lot of people, just think, oh, I'll send you a product and you'll do a video and we'll get lots of sales. It's like, it doesn't work like that. This is my job. If you want a sponsored thing, you pay for it, which is why I did the Audible integration. And otherwise, yeah, you're going to get a review which might be negative, and that's just how it is. I want to give you guys good feedback. Okay, that's in place. Now, looks like wiring. Oh no, step 11 is the spool holder which sits on the top. Okay. I don't like top-mounted spool holders. Oh, we'll do it anyway. We'll do it by the book. M5 T-nut. There we go. Is that a CNC in the background? It is. It's just a low-end CNC, which I need to fire up and get going. I'm still a massive CNC noob, though, I'll be honest. Okay. Let's get this in place. Yeah, as I stand in front of the prooshers and their top spools. I said I don't like them, doesn't mean I don't do them. I mean, that's how they come, right? Alright, I'll mount this way. Although you could really stick this anywhere. Nope, wrong size. Alright, that'll do. Then you got, I think this is like some sort of irrigation pipe that they use. Sounds like a zoo outside. It basically is. We got all kinds of animals here. All kinds. Which is why I like it here. Because I like animals. Alright, there we go. Do I think I'll ever build my own 3D printer? No. I mean, people keep asking. It's not a valuable use of my time. There's nothing I can add. I would do like a curiosity thing, but beyond that, there's not much else I can add. Also, the sun's going to start setting, and I don't know if I'm going to be visible. Okay. So, we now need to... Oh, it's just got something that covers up holes. Well, I don't really care about that. Nope, don't give a crap. Okay. Wiring time. So let's get these wires out. So they've kind of, I don't know if it's from shipping or me moving it around, but they've kind of wrapped them around the main chassis. But essentially, we've got the main power, which is easy enough. We have X limit switch, X motor, and E for the extruder. So that would go here. The extruder plugs very close to the lead screw, I'd say. Okay. Okay. And limit switch, which would be somewhere here. Alright, that's going to be hard to put in. It's like in the little case. I will use a pair of pliers to do that. On one of my CR10s, one of my Z-axis screw wobbles. How do I fix this? I need a new Z-axis screw. Once they're bent, they're stuffed. Okay, can use this pair of pliers to get this in place. Whoa. Jimmy, thanks for subbing. Hi.
Number two?
Yeah.
Yeah. For you?
No. Thanks, man.
Alright, see ya.
So, some dude just delivered pizza. We've got this really big bump in the driveway and he just went way over it and smashed into the concrete. So, that happened. What did you do? You guys are conspiring. It's huge. It's fucking massive. Oh my gosh. Happy pizza from Ash and I. So, Joel got pizza sent to my live stream. Thank you, dude. Conspiring to... I haven't had anything since, brekkie lunch. You guys are awesome. I was like... Because the neighbors aren't here. So I was like, why is this guy rocking up? And it's the pizza van. You know you've made it as a streamer when you get pizza delivered. Oh, man. Alright. This thing is humongous. I'm having a pizza break now, thanks to Joel. I was so confused. I'm like, is this number, they said my address. I'm like, yes. Like, is the pizza? I'm like, is it paid for? Like, yeah. I was definitely extruded at the right temperature. Better than live tips. Well, look, I do very much appreciate the donations. They're completely optional. I love doing this for you guys. I do it for myself. But I do enjoy some pizza. Oh dear. I have one slice and I'll get back to it. I guess this is dinner. Um, 450 GMO, does the plate wobble on yours running on the y-axis? If your plate wobbles, it means your rollers aren't tight enough. There's a little adjusting you can do on the one that's on its own. So you got two, and then the one that's by itself, you can adjust that to be tighter. Oh, so good. It's so huge. You guys are the best. It's great because they take PayPal, so many of you have actually contributed to me buying Domino's. And once Lady Muse was out of town, and I was really lazy and I told her I was going to cook steak. But instead, I just used PayPal to buy Domino's pizza. But it went to both our emails. So I got this message being like, so much for cooking a steak, Domino's pizza receipt. Anyway. I'm going to finish this up. Let's get this printer going. Oh. Oh, shit. Whatever, it needs to be washed. Right. Where were we? Oh my god, that's good. Thank you. And thank you, Joel. I love you. Okay. Need to wire this up. Goes into EXP3, which is somewhere. Thought I was being stream sniped. I was like, how did someone find my address? Oh dear. You made my nights. That was delicious. I will be eating a lot more momentarily. I'm gonna fit. Have I done this right? Does it sit underneath the gantry top part? I'm gonna assume it does. Fit this Bowden tube in. We've got Y-axis in place. We don't have this one, which is Z-axis. All right. Does the Z-axis reach? Ooh, maybe not. What the heck? Oh wait. It's the limit switch that does bridge. Alright. So, holy crap. Cyber Dustin, thank you.
Now go get some rum plus plus for dessert.
Plus. That's a good idea. Home delivery rum service. I don't know if it's legal. I think there is a service that delivers alcohol. That's a good idea though. Anyway, a good tip when you're putting a kit together is to put your limit switch quite high up for the Z, just in case, so it doesn't crash. So, I'm going to make sure this is quite high up, just to make sure it can home properly and nothing's broken. That looks good. That looks good. I know it's afraid of wet, but is it afraid of cheesy goodness? Well, it has no choice, because that pizza's delicious. Head to Dan... There's 2 Dan Murphys, like, within 5 minutes drive from me. I was so... Okay, there we go. Lovely. I was so confused when he rocked up. Alright, I think we're at the point where we can turn this bad boy on, guys. So keep in mind everything's still a little bit loose. I haven't tightened the gantry fully, but that's okay. I just want to make sure it doesn't bind up or anything. The movements seem okay. Hand test. There's a few points where it's like maybe catching a little bit loose, but it's okay. That's alright. That's also a little bit loose. Just tighten that up a bit. There we go, that's nice. Alright, that's good. And I need to secure the Z-axis coupler in place. Cool, alright. The bed's moving okay. It seems to be, maybe the rollers might be a little bit damaged. It feels like the rollers might have some rough spots on them. Did I plug in the extruder? Yeah, I plugged in the extruder motor, and the extruder itself is already wired into the control box. So let's give it a go. Let's do it. Alright. Let's just steal the Mark III. Steal the Mark III cable, why not? Turn it off, plug it in. Plug it down here. Alright. You guys ready? In 3, 2, 1. It's on. It's alive. It's quiet. It doesn't beep. Cool. Okay. Well, this is the end of 3. There we go. It does beep. So let's see if it homes. Oh, nope. Nope. Those cables were not happy. Let's kill that. Need to make sure they're routed in the right place. Give me a second. Okay, that could be better managed. I will just leave it like this for now. Okay, that's a problem. I'll just need to manage the wires a little bit better. Okay, see how it goes. We never heard from him again. The dog test code will take forever to print. Okay, well, we'll see how it goes. I might not leave it running forever. I might do the test and then show you a picture on Twitter. They need to have like a MakerCoin test G-code. Okay, so Tony's saying my rollers were flat spotted. That might be what's wrong with my bed rollers. But, yep, I should be able to fix them. Okay. Seems okay to me. I'm going to see if it warms up and extrudes. So... Right. So it does have a heated bed, which is a bit of a step up from the Ender 2. And the Hoonie. Did I tighten the Z limit switch? I did, but it's a bit too high, so I'll do an extrusion test, and then if that works, I will make sure it homes properly. But while it's doing that, I'm going to have some more pizza. If you don't mind. You know. Okay, so 3D Guzzin is saying on their page there's pictures of cable management. Cool, I will check that out. Heated bed, but it's not heating up. Or it's just taking a reading on... Oh, it's going to do the extruder first? Not sure. Yeah, no, don't worry. The Z-axis is off because I raised the limit switch to make sure nothing crashed. And have I ever had to replace the PI and the Prusa print bedders yet? No, I haven't actually. The Mark II, which is the original one I got, it's a bit worse for wear, but it's still fine. Did I bring enough pizza for all of you? I don't think so. I have no idea how many people are watching this stream, but I don't think there's enough pizza to go around, sorry. Okay. I'm going to chuck some PLA on. Some PLA that I don't care about. Pink. Let's go with some pink. Okay. I can't do that with one hand. Benjamin, when will I be starting my newsletters? Unfortunately, I actually have to take that down. I've been meaning to. The newsletter size is too expensive to manage now, so I'm going. Sorry about that. I should have taken it down ages ago. I didn't even know it was still on the website. Running newsletters just became too expensive to justify. So I mean, I've got a YouTube following that I don't have to pay for to upload content. So I'm just gonna go with that. So sorry. Don't expect any newsletters. Thanks, Joel. I appreciate it. Get back to work. Good tip when you're running through Bowdens is to snip like a point. So when you push it through, it doesn't get hung up on flat spots very easily. I mean, it still does, which is annoying, but makes it a little bit easier to extrude. Yep, that seems to work. The heat bed isn't heating up though, so I suppose in the PLA pre-temp settings it doesn't actually heat the bed, which is fine. You don't actually need a heated bed for PLA. Just imagine the sentimental connection to a kilo of filament. I legit do have filament that can never be bought again, so yeah, I have some that I've commissioned. Hey, thanks Andy for the $10 Patreon pledge, appreciate it. Okay, so I'm going to have to home this bed properly. So what I'm going to do is... Alright, so I'm going to move this limit switch. Just give me a second. I've lost it completely. Okay, I'm going to home it again. Still way too high. Cool. Okay. So there's a little plastic indent, and that's what it rests on to tell you where to put the limit switch, which is awesome. Okay, so in 3D Maker Noob stream, apparently the bed didn't heat up. Interesting. I will check that out afterwards. Be careful of greasy fingerprints on the bed. Yes, you're absolutely right. I need to be careful of that. So I'm going to now level the bed. It's got these big bed leveling screws, which is comically huge actually. Much better than wing nuts. But I'm just going to spin it around to do that. Okay. So just give me a second. This is only going to be a pretty rough leveling. Yeah, it's fine. Like a lot of printers these days, they ship them with the bed springs screwed really tight. And if these machines are in shipping for a long time, it actually damages the springs. So, I'm actually having to undo these quite a lot. Okay. Might still be a little bit far away, but we'll try it. Pizza filament. I think that's one filament Protopasta hasn't made, is pizza filament. Hey Benjamin, thanks for the sub, appreciate it. Right, you know what? That looks okay. Spin around again. Yeah, alright. So, I think it's time for the main event. Where does the SD card go? Does it go in the box? There it is. That's gonna be annoying. Something I really liked about the Wanhao i3 Plus is they went to a full SD card. It was a lot nicer than micro SDs. Alright, so let's do the test dog. Like 3D Maker Noob said, it will probably take forever, but let's see how it goes. Just pulled out the USB unsafely. Oh no, my Chinese clone micro SD card. Whatever will I do? Oop. Okay, so it's going to heat up to 200 degrees and start printing. It is not heating the bed. There's a bit of crap from the preheating. Still too far away. Right. Just some leveling on the fly there, just casually. Okay, well let's let that run. It's got some crappy bits, but should be okay. Cool, okay. Well, if you have any questions about the Ender 3, now is a perfect time to fire away. Yeah, and you're right, guys. You can get micro SD to SD adapters. I used to do that for my original Wanhao. It's not that bad of an idea. Does it have power recovery? I have no idea. I don't think so, but yeah, I need to look into it. I have to say the big knobs are very handy for leveling on the fly. I mean, I do wish it had self-leveling, but at this price point, you can't really complain. So how much is it? It's around $250. Let me see what the GearBest price is. So they just got it in stock. Okay, it's a bit higher, $280 on GearBest. That's actually a fair bit higher. But I mean, GearBest do sales all the time, so you probably expect to find it around $250. Or was that two? Maybe that was Australian dollars. Come on. It's loading a price. Yeah, okay, $280. Yeah, they'll probably come down in price though. Can I try scratching it to see if it's paint versus anodized? Yeah, let's find out. Let's get something a little bit sharp. Let's get the pliers. That's anodized, for sure. Really crispy. Yeah, no, it's anodized. I don't know how well anodized it is, but it is. Does it have 3D thermal runaway protection? I am not sure. That will also need to be tested. How about a YouTube video comparing Bowden to Direct? I do talk about it a bit in my retraction video, where I sort of go through retraction settings. Bowden usually needs more retraction, but it's lighter. But a while ago I did have a ebook on comparing different features of 3D printers, which is a 3D printing buyer's guide from 2016. I'm running a new one, which is going to be a really in-depth guide to all the different features you can look for, and that'll go into like the advantages and disadvantages of Bowden versus Direct, and everything in between, like flying extruder. Okay, RF is saying you might want to install the TH3D firmware on it. You can baby step the Z-axis while printing. Cool, okay. And also, yeah, thermal runaway is handy, absolutely. How loud is it? Well, it's printing right now. You let me know. This is a general area microphone. So, yeah, it's actually pretty quiet. It's not bad. Yeah, so, I mean, the price will change. Apparently, Tony's saying it's $230 US on Amazon, which is pretty good. Yeah. And yeah, I decided to stream today because it just showed up, so I wanted to get it going. There you go. We have one more slice of the pizza. Sorry, not sorry. So, it's cheap, but the build volume is actually pretty good. It's about 250. Not sure if that's all usable, but that's quite decent for the price. It's a little bit larger than a standard i3. Would you get better prints with this without the spool on top? I'm not sure. I mean, that adds extra mass. I know some people don't like that. I mean, personally... Oops. Just realised the box was in front of the light. Personally, I don't really like the spools on the top because it adds a bit of mass, but some people say it acts like a mass dampener. I'm not sure. So, either way. This is Domino's Pizza. Someone ordered it for me during the stream and it just rocked up. Have I seen the ANET A8 yet? Yes, I've been doing this for a while, and ANET A8's been out for a while. I will never review it because it's a dangerous piece of crap. You can make them really good, but from the factory, I can never possibly recommend them on my channel. You could put in some Z struts. You could. I don't think you need them with the aluminium extrusion when it's tightened down. It becomes pretty stiff. I mean, that's why the CR10 was so successful, because even though it doesn't have the Z bracing, it doesn't really need it because the aluminium's so stiff. It's got one of those weird, really thin cooling fans. See if I can just spin it around again. So it's got one of those like little tiny pancake squirrel cage fans. But I don't know how good they are. We'll find out. Do I ever review a CR10? Nope. There's way too many people reviewing the CR10s. I didn't bother. There's way too many. They're really good printers, but when I do videos on Maker's Muse, I want to bring something new to the table, and that wasn't bringing anything new. And Riley, I have a whole video series called Best Budget Printers $350 or Less, so go check that out. The video will show you what to buy. Although the Cetus just went up in price. Cetus is that one. I really like it, but now it's $400 US. Still pretty good. But I'm evaluating this one to see if it's worth adding to the list. But yeah, so far, I'd say maybe. Teresa, what happened to the print I did on the Hoonie? That was just air printing. I just stopped it. It wasn't actually. It wasn't at all possible to print because the limit switches kept moving, so you couldn't home it properly. Man, this is taking forever to do one bloody layer. Yeah, 3D Maker Noob was right. It's going to take forever to print this thing. The CNC behind me, it's on loan from someone. I need to just do more stuff with it. I've been learning Fusion Cam, and yeah, it's just something I need to do more stuff with. But I'm not very good at cam. I'm okay with like machining by manually, like using mills, but I'm not very good at cam work. Need to work on that. Y'all keep asking about CR10 reviews. I'll add it to the banned word list. There's no value. CR10 is a known good printer. Why would I review it? Why do I need to? I don't need to. I only want to add value. There's no value I can add in that circumstance. Yeah, no, I'll be doing my recommendation for low budget printers towards the end of the year, before Christmas, like well before Christmas, so people can find out what to get. I think... Yeah, no, I like the Tronix YX1. It's still the cheapest I would ever go with a 3D printer. I used it in my budget makerspace project, and that's still a really good printer for the price, like $130 or something. But if you can spend a bit more, you'll get a lot more printer. Like, this is a lot better. Yeah, Sebastian's right, affiliate sales. So, when people review printers, they put affiliate links. It's one of those things that you kind of need a good reputation to get away with it, otherwise people will think you're being biased. Like in my Prusa review of the Prusa Mark III, that one there, I actually put links to the machine directly and one with affiliate, and I said in the video, if you want to get one, you can use it or not, because I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible, while at the same time, yeah, they do help. Then they're one part of probably 10 sources of income that a 3D printing channel would rely on. Well, at least I do. Joshua, having to pimp my printer. It had to take a back step. I just haven't had time to really work on it. But it'll come back. Definitely. I'm looking at it right now. It still works really well. I print all my flexible stuff on it. So, yeah, I'll bring it back. I am getting back into the streams. Tony... There was a stream a while ago when you were cloning your printer. Did you ever finish it? No. That was the 101 Hero. I was using Onshape, and then Onshape became paid for, and I just abandoned it. Look, it was a nice idea, and we were going to call it the 404 Villain. But, again, my time is better spent elsewhere. Like, designing a printer is tons of fun, and I'm kind of doing it with the Hoonie now. I've taken it to bits, and I might make it into something else. But I don't know what else I can add to the community. There's so many skilled, talented 3D printing designers out there. Whereas I would be starting from scratch, essentially. It would be more of a curiosity than anything valuable, I think. Shane, is there going to be a review on this? Probably not a dedicated review of the Ender 3, but probably like a showcase of projects. I'm going to test it out on projects. Revelation. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Cool. So, the sun's basically gone down. It is getting into winter here. And this is printing quite well, actually. So, what I'm going to do is I'll leave this running. I'm sorted for dinner, which is lovely, thanks to Joel and Lady Muse. And I will take a photo of this when it's done and put it up on Twitter. So, can we get a t-shirt with the Afraid of Wet symbol on it? Maybe. That is pretty funny. So, I'm going to leave it here, guys, but it's been an absolute blast hanging out with you. We got this together. It was pretty easy. The instructions had a few ambiguous parts, but overall, I think a beginner could do this quite easily. It didn't mention anything too much about tightening the rollers, so if you find them to be loose, there is an area to tighten them using the wrench provided. But CR10's living up to its reputation. There is no 3D printed parts that I can see in this kit. It's all injection molded, or sheet metal, or extrusion, which is really impressive at the price point. It just must mean they have such high volume. And yeah, like I said, I'll be using it in future projects. Cool. So I hope you have a amazing evening or morning or whatever time it is, wherever you are. I really appreciate your support, guys. Absolutely do. This is lots of fun. And I really look forward to seeing you again very shortly here on Maker's Muse. Catch you later, guys. Bye. And I will check out that cutout. Thanks, 3D Guzner. I'll check it out after it's done printing. See you later.